Went from condos to Pop's house. On calls, now bus routes.
Investigation into the murder of a Philadelphia rapper. LGP Qua was shot in Juniata Park yesterday afternoon. The gunman on the loose. Action News reporter Walter Perez live for us where that shooting happened. Walter, you talk with a local host who recently interviewed that rapper.
That's right, John. And as you mentioned, this is where the whole thing unfolded yesterday afternoon, a shooting that took the life of a young man known as LGP Qua. And as of this afternoon, the motive remains unclear and no arrests have been made. His name was Kadir Johnson, but to his fans, he was LGP Qua, an up-and-coming rapper out of Philadelphia. But those ambitions came to a violent conclusion yesterday afternoon when investigators say LGP Qua was shot in the chest on East Luzerne Street near the M Street intersection. Johnson was taken to Temple Hospital, where he died a short time later. Popular multimedia host Mina Sewat Yona says she interviewed the 30-year-old rapper several times over the years and is stunned by the news of what happened.
We don't even have any words anymore. You know, this is not the first young artist that we've lost recently from Philly. It's becoming just a story that no one wants to hear, but that everyone's used to hearing.
And Mina says the most heartbreaking part is that Qua was actively trying to alter the image of hip-hop, moving it into a more positive light. After spending some time in prison, Qua started rapping about setting an example and becoming a contributor to society, a stark contrast to the negative messaging from so many other hip-hop artists.
A young guy not saying those things, being positive, giving people inspiration. And even he is susceptible to some of the things that our youth is dealing with right now. And it's just sad.
Wow. This one really hit me hard. It hit me really, really hard. I was looking through stories of, young people being affected in our communities, right? Black and brown communities, the hood, the streets. And when I saw this story with this young man who died on Mother's Day, just imagine how his mother feel on Mother's Day. A young man who was out here in the community trying to give back, trying to help. Really young man trying to help others, 30 years old. Think about that. How many 30-year-olds out here is trying to help the kids in the community? 30-year-olds. When I heard this story of this young 30-year-old man, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. LGP Qua. That's his name. LGP Qua. A young man from Philly. It struck me, man. It struck me. It hit me hard. Cause I'm like, man, what's going on if you can't even be out here doing something positive, helping others? You're not affecting or hurting no one. You out here trying to help and give back. What world are we living in when we can't even protect individuals trying to be a part of the growth in the communities? I think all killing is terrible. It's all bad. But if those individuals who are a part of a gang want to go over there and shoot each other up, so be it. Do what you got to do. It's terrible. You shouldn't be doing it. You need to turn your life over to God. But if you want to do that, go do it. But when you have individuals like this young man, when you have individuals like LGP Qua that's out here trying to do something and give back to the community, you really gonna do something to take this young man's life? Man, what's wrong with you? And what I'm hearing is that this had to do with a chain. A chain. Someone wanted his chain. See, when it come down to the streets, when it come down to the hood, a lot of us focus on the wrong things. You know what? I'm not even putting myself with that. A lot of you all focus on the wrong things. Y'all focusing on police brutality. Y'all focusing on what's being put in the hoods and communities, dealing with the government and stuff like that. Y'all talking about it and dealing with focusing on which I get it, but I'm gonna just say it too. Oh, there's not enough jobs and things like that in our communities. But the one thing that I think we should be focusing on the most right now is protecting the youth. Letting individuals around you and individuals that are part of the community know, hey man, if we think that others should look out for us, then why we're not looking out for ourselves? We're focused on what should be coming into the communities and what the community need, but we're not focusing on letting my next door neighbor know, hey, please don't bring violence to my child, to my son, to my nephews, to my brother. Can we at least have unity first? Where's the unity? The unity should be number one. That should be the main focus. But it's not. The streets are done. It's over. It's a wrap. The streets are garbage. Straight up. You know, a lot of people out there say, man, I got love for the streets. I'm going to be honest. I got no love for the streets. Yeah, feel how you want to feel about me. Yeah, I come from Watts. I got no love for the streets. Because the streets don't got love for people like this young man right here. The streets don't got love for individuals I grew up around that their lives were taken. The streets don't got love for no one. So I got no love for the streets. The only ones I got love for these young men like him who want to have a positive change in his life, but he can't because of idiots out there like you all that want to take lives. And also make the focus things that have nothing to do with coming together and bringing unity. Oh, but when there's a protest, everybody want to get up and go. But I had to go out there and look for a story like this because it wasn't talked about. Maybe in Philly, but I didn't hear about this story. I had to go and find it. That's what gets to me, man. We see all these protests when there's something dealing with a police shooting, you know, or something done to us by another community, which is fine. But where are the protests when things like this happen to young men who are trying to be a part of the change? Where are the protests for situations like this, young man? Where are the protests for this? Where? The focus should be good young men like him being killed. That should be the focus. But you know what? It starts with us. I put this on us as men. I put this on us as men. And I'm talking to the men out there who's supposed to be the leaders. The men from past generations. The men that are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. I'm talking to you all. I'm talking to the men. Situations like this, you know what it shows? That we're failing as mentors. We're failing as leaders. We're failing as disciples. And if we fail in them, guess what? We're failing ourselves. We're failing ourselves if we're failing them. Because we're supposed to be the guiders, the protectors, the mentors and the leaders, right? But we also should be the shield around them that are not afraid to tell the ones out there that are creating havoc, hey, that's not going to happen. Or you got to deal with us, because we're not just going to sit back and see these young men out here just get murdered and killed who are trying to create change in the communities. That's not what it's about. The reason why I do these videos and I talk about things like this all the time is because I want to put that type of message out there. Because when it comes down to our community, let's just be honest, there's no real unity. See, a lot of people like to talk about me and say negative things and everything like that. Oh, this Christian man who always talking stuff and talking mess and everything like that, you know, because of the things that I say. But at the end of the day, I'm not tripping off of what other people out there are saying. You know why? Because I'm telling the truth. When it comes down to every culture out there, who come together the least? I can't hear y'all. Who come together the least? Us, black people. I'm going to be honest, transparent, and tell the real. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything. It's us who come together the least. We busy going against each other, killing each other. The death of this young man, the death of LGP Qua, the death of LGP Qua was not done by someone from another community, was not done by someone from another culture. It was done by a black individual. So why in the heck are we focused on anybody else? And I want a lot of you young men out there who are committing murders, crimes, or have thoughts of committing murders or crimes to know something, because scripture is real. It's very real. Matthew 5:21, it says, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, you shall not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. God ain't letting you get away with that. That ain't the way life works. He say, vengeance is mine. You reap what you sow. All scripture. God is not going to let this pass. But as a community, as a whole, we gotta do better. And when it comes down to us as men, I'm talking to y'all, us as men, we gotta come together better. You don't gotta like me. You don't gotta know me. We don't gotta be friends. We don't gotta kick it. But we do got to start coming together when it comes to this message, our message. We have to come together for that, because that's what's going to create unity. It starts with us as men. It don't start with the women. It don't start with the kids. It don't start with no one else but us as men. It starts with us. It starts with us. We got to come together. And I'm standing tall. I'm not going nowhere. I'm ready. Anybody hit my phone, my DM, or even have something to write up under this in the comments, I'm ready. You tell me, what are we doing? Because I'm trying as we speak to put stuff together to help these young men. You got some ideas? Let me know, because I'm here. I'm standing tall. I'm not going anywhere. I'm ready. Let's do it. But we got to do something, because one person can't do it alone. Two can't even do it. You could try, but we need a group of us. We got to move accordingly. We got to move as a unit. And unless we do that, nothing is going to really change. But I don't want to hear that. Oh, you can't stop these little YGs from going out there and doing what they want to do. I don't want to hear that. That's stupid talk. And then you move out the hood and your hands is up. I can't do nothing about it. Man, you are weak. The devil is a lie. You can't do nothing about it. It starts with us. The only ones that could change it besides God, because God could do anything in our communities, is us. Us as black men, leaders. You call yourself a leader, right? Just leading your own immediate family ain't enough. I'm sorry, it's not. We got to be leaders of the community. All these young men. That's why we got to come together. Focusing on your own, that's not enough, man. We got to do better. We got to do better. God allow us to have families, children and things like that, right? He allow us to do that, not so we could just raise and develop them and step back and say, I did my job. No. It's so we could have seeds out here that go and plant other seeds and help others, right? Help multiple people. We got to do the same. We want to see our kids go out there and help hundreds and hundreds of people to help the next generation. So what do that mean? What does that say when it comes down to you? You have to do the same. You can't just, have your own family and step away. Move out the hood, step away. No, we got to do more. So I'm just passionate about this, man. I believe we have to do more, and we got to start from the ground zero. We got to start in the communities, in the hoods, and it start with us as black men. It starts with us as leaders, the mentors, the ones who out there that are idiots in their 40s, 50s, and late 30s. You know what? Let them go be idiots. They're taken away from the communities. I'm talking to the ones who call themselves leaders, mentors, the ones who say they are helping guide, the next generation and others, the preachers, the pastors, the evangelists as well. I'm talking to everyone out there that call themselves leaders, mentors, disciples, men of God. I'm talking to all of you. We got to do better.